Good afternoon. It's September 29, 2024. We're critiquing the news. The article on your screen is from the Sunday Mail, and it's titled Social Media Giants Cop Hit. Probably should be titled Social Media Giants Cop Spray from unelected activist who apparently has a tech philanthropy not-for-profit organisation, whatever that is. Now, this particular chap thinks that there should be more censorship on social media because a very small subset of the community has been given a free pass by the state Labor government to commit crimes. And of course, they post about their crimes on social media. He thinks that's illegal and that Twitter and Facebook should be preventing that happening. However, to my mind, as a former fraud investigator, isn't that just basically an electronic confession? Isn't the criminal posting about his crime just telling the police what he's done and where to find him? It's not the police's fault that the courts are instructed to let them free. That's the Labor government's fault. So I don't see that as a problem that they should do that, but this chap does. In fact, he doesn't think that adolescents should have access to social media at all. He doesn't think they should have the right to free speech using a social media platform. And of course, he's not happy with Elon Musk, even though the majority of crimes are posted about on Facebook and Instagram, which are both Mark Zuckerberg's issues, if I understand correctly. But no, he's upset with Elon Musk because Elon Musk got rid of all his moderators when he bought Twitter. And in fact, what the moderators were doing is they were silencing conservative voices. So now that Musk is there and he got rid of the moderators, conservatives can speak on Twitter again. It was just a left-wing cesspit under Jack Dorsey. Now it's gone back to a fairly balanced platform. Not completely balanced. Not everybody has their accounts back that were banned by the leftists when they took over. But most do. And it's a good place to get news. It's a good place to get informed opinion from both sides of the political divide. Lefties have always been allowed to say what they like on Twitter. In fact, they're allowed to call for people to be shot, including presidential candidates. They get away with that, and that's not a problem so far as the lefties are concerned. But if a Australian kid who's been empowered to commit crimes by the state Labor government posts on there, then this particular chap thinks that they should be shut down. And then he's talking here also about the UK, and it's put some legislative muscle apparently behind its crackdown on social media. And that was a huge double standard in Australia. Well, the UK is creating some huge social and economic problems for itself, and if the UK jumps off a cliff, should we follow them? I don't think that's a very good idea. Now, he also thinks that these people should be stripped of their right to communicate on social media because they commit their crimes and post them there. But, other people get access to a car and drink drive and crash and cause injury. So perhaps this activist shouldn't have access to a car because other people do what they do. In fact, perhaps the activist shouldn't have access to a sharp knife to eat his dinner because someone somewhere might use a similar sharp knife to stab someone. And they might post about it on social media. So yeah, this sort of ridiculous bid for censorship is typical of left-wing activists, and I don't know what this chap's politics are. Could be either, but it's unlikely to be a conservative point of view because conservatives understand that free speech is the foundation stone for all human rights. If you don't have free speech, you can't advocate for any of your human rights. You can't defend your human rights in a world where there is no free speech. But what it sounds like to me is just another example of the Hegelian dialectic, the old problem-reaction-solution paradigm, where the government creates the problem. In this case, it empowers youth criminals to commit all sorts of crimes without any apparent punishment. They get their day in court, they get sent out on the street the next day to do the same thing again, and they brag about it on social media. It's not the social media platform's fault they're empowered to commit crimes, it's the state Labor government's fault. And of course, the idea is to engineer a reaction, such as this boss of this tech philanthropy not-for-profit organisation. Again, I don't know what that is, but apparently it's such a thing. So he can scream and carry on and react in accordance with the dialectic. And then, of course, the government will step in and go, oh, well, blokes like this chap here are screaming about the need to censor social media, so therefore we're going to censor social media, which was the solution they wanted all along, because they don't want us talking openly about what they're doing and what they're planning to do, because that disrupts their whole operation, doesn't it? So anyone that advocates for any speech to be silenced at any point is the enemy of human rights, including your human rights. The crocodile isn't going to eat you last, it's going to eat you when it gets to you.